A strong opening that strikes the center and offers several strong follow-ups. A classic reply to e4, black battles for the center with a pawn. White's pawn and knight attack the center for a solid early position, a solid developing move that defends the pawn and attacks the center. The Ruy Lopez develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, responding to the Ruy Lopez with an active knight and a threat to White's pawn. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. Knight takes e4, captures the e4 pawn, and places the knight in the center of the board where it controls many important squares. d4 opens up the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and allows the dark squared bishop to develop. Knight d6 retreats the knight to a central square where it attacks the bishop on b5. Bishop takes c6, captures the knight and forces black to double the c-pawns. D takes c6, captures the bishop, opens up the d-file, and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. D takes e5, captures the e5 pawn, attacks the knight on d6, and controls the f6 square. Knight f5 moves the knight to an active square, where it controls d4. Queen takes d8 check trades queens and stops black from castling. King takes d8 recaptures the queen. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center and controls the d5 and e4 squares. h6 controls the g5 square, preventing any bishop g5 check or knight g5 ideas from white. The rook is now on an open file which helps control squares across the board. This is the only move that works. This evades the check from the rook. This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. That's fine. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. Black develops the bishop and attacks the center. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. The best option was to move a bishop to safety. Very precise. Black's bishop has moved to a square with greater activity and control. A solid choice. This is a fair move. This is the strongest option. This defends the attacked pawn. One of the best moves. This is not the right idea. The best option was to increase a bishop's scope by moving it to a better square. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A clear recapture. Moving the rook gives black more flexibility in the middle game. This steps away from the checking rook. The correct move to safety. This stops the opponent from being able to force doubling of pawns. This threatens to force doubling of pawns. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This forces the opponent to double pawns. A straightforward recapture. This will win a pawn with correct play. This is the only good move. This defends a vulnerable bishop by pinning one of its attackers. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Taking that pawn will win material after the follow-up trades are made. This protects the attacked bishop. This is the only move that works. Right on target. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. A clear recapture. This is the only good move. The rook is on a strong square where it has activity. This doubles the rooks on a file, which allows them to team up to create threats. That pawn was free for the taking. This evades the check from the rook. Very precise. That's fine. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the rook. Very strong play. This evades the check from the rook. This defends the attacked pawn. Right on target. This steps away from the checking rook. This places a rook on the 7th rank, where it can be highly active. This is a fair move. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. Very precise. This places a rook on the 7th rank, where it can be highly active. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This is the only move that works. This evades the check from the rook. A solid choice. This was the only move. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king